G'day guys, it's Calvin from the Cartoon Company in New Zealand. Can we hear that? My building's talking, but there is a rumble from Big Red that is coming to the workshop. Now we've done a video on Big Red before. If we go back a little bit, it was my mate Brendan's birthday and he got in the shed and he did a big massive burnout and broke it. Did the clutch. And since then, Brendan, my mate, has married Bronwyn, my personal assistant, my office lady, who attempts to keep me in line. She does a fantastic job, but it's probably a very big challenge. But today we're actually going to be able to have a proper look at Big Red. Morning. You can't park there, you don't have a handbrake. It's idling a little bit high. We will repair and then we're going to go for a play and we'll have a look over this truck and we'll have a proper explanation of it. Big Red fuse box repair. We don't rush things on some of this sort of stuff. How long you own the truck again? Seven years? 7 years, yeah. 7 years. And I see this a bit, and Brendan's been aware of it, and I don't mind if he's aware of it, because if it stuffs out, it's his problem. Because I told him there was a problem in there a long time ago. And he's finally decided that he might give a few things a bit of a sort out. And this is like a temporary repair for the next 10 years?
Oh yeah, easy 10 years. We go by decades.
It really needs a whole new fuse box set up. Well, what we got in here, if we actually have a look, we can have a bit of a squeeze. Look at this. So there's the main fuse, the battery, they were charging fuses, had a big melt up. And that's pretty normal because they've put a big ass Lexus alternator on it, charging through these little ass Hilux wires, and they're probably good for 60 amps maybe. And they will work until you get a flat battery, until something else goes wrong, until you have the winch, the lights. What happened with the lights coming home one time on your 4-wheel drive trips?
Dull.
Never had a problem, but hey, the lights go dull when you've got everything on and you're driving home at night with the fans going and
with 2 light bars.
yeah.
With the fans going, the water pump.
Yeah, so what we're going to do is we're going to tear that one, is the main power supply, into the vehicle. We really could probably just ditch that. That's only running vehicle. You haven't tapped anything additional into the vehicle onto that one, eh? Nothing at all. So if we link that onto our new mega fuse, we basically ditch that fuse completely. And so this feeds directly into everything in that fuse box. And we cut the alternator wiring out completely. And we bring it up to the fuse box, into the fuse, our big fuse. That runs up to the battery.
Yes.
And then we can feed this fuse box either straight off the battery or straight off the fuse. And then these additional wires can go, could actually go to that side, I think, because they are fused here anyway. It won't actually matter where you tapped in. They're going to be taking direct charging voltage straight from the alternator. What are your thoughts?
She's happy with the idea. Hey Poppy. Thank you very much.
It's been approved. I don't know whether we're going to get that done today.
But good things take time.
You may have to get Bronny to come pick you up.
And I'm going to bring more fuel out.
You're going to have to bring more fuel out.
Well, we need to test it.
How much fuel's in it? We've got to test it. We've got to go forward driving. If you didn't bring enough fuel to go forward driving, there's going to be some serious issues.
There's actually another trick to my fuel gauge.
Oh, right.
So when I put the custom tank in,
Yes.
I wired up the fuel gauge.
Yeah.
And I filled it up. And it said on E. And as I went down the road, it got closer and closer to F.
Right.
So, the E stands for enough. The F stands for
Right. Okay.
oh, so we've got just under half a tank.
Right. We got plenty. That's plenty. So I think what we'll do is we'll go have some lunch.
See, the way I fixed it in the past is
Can't see it now. Perfect.
out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah. Yeah.
Until
you actually decided to cut all these out of the fuse box. We're all on there. So you decided to undo what the last guy had done many moons ago, which had kind of worked, but it's had a bit of a fry. Actually, it's had quite a big fry, that wire. That one's been smoking. And you decided to actually fix it, and then you go, oh no, I'm not really happy with the fact that that fuses had a big fry. Well, actually, you just want to go forward driving and not have Bronny giving you a hard time when it breaks down or smokes things up.
yeah, because Bronny's got she's got a look that she gives me.
Yeah. I know the look.
Yeah.
I've seen a look, yeah.
It's quite a scary
And I don't have to live with her.
I know, it's quite a scary look. Bearing in mind the look does go away when you turn the lights out.
When the fuse blows and you're stuck in the dark.
The lights go out.
Right. Okay. I think we'll have some lunch. We'll come up with we'll split some stuff off, build a loom for the bottom. See if we can ditch that. It'd be nice if we could actually turn that fuse box over because there wasn't extra shit hanging off it. But we'll come up with a plan. That's all crispy. The bottom of here, crispy. It leads around there to that one. So it had so much on that one. So what was actually what was running on that was what was on which one? Did they have spotlights or
Possibly. I can't remember now.
whatever else was down here? So that's all been moved out to there. That's gotten rid of that anyway. Crispy, crispy, crispy. Just too much loading. And I don't have that. We can probably trim that, put it into that other hole. And now you've taken that other stuff off, you're probably going to be okay with that wire, because you've taken all that other loading off it. Or we put in another MIDI fuse for these high load stuff. I needed time to think, have some food, have a work out what's going in there. We'll start cutting some stuff back, moving some stuff around. What's this one? That's spear. That's a spear. The bottom of that's been quite hot. It's not the worst one I've seen. The vehicle still ran. And it's been running good for years.
But it's going to become a time where it's not going to run.
It's definitely on a time switch at this point, isn't it? It's a grenade and the pin's pulled and it's just a matter of time before it goes pah, and I've had enough and stops.
But if you're in the middle of the bush, it's not really.
No. And I'm sure, I'm certainly sure, because this one here, so one of these comes up into the fuse box, and I'm sure the other one goes right over the heater. There's your heater, and the heater fuses are over on that side of the vehicle. No fusing through that whole circuit. I'm certain of it. What's the little, is there another little box down here?
It's lights.
Are there more fuses in there?
It could be.
That's light colours.
It's got aftermarket loom. Aftermarket loom
Okay.
for the lights and
Because it had the halogens put in it.
oh look, it's just got those.
Oh, a couple of diodes. That's a big flash diode box. Okay, that'll be so it gives you feedback for your high beam to work. Because the high beam goes through that.
Is that why they've removed the second fuse.
Possibly why they've put it all onto one, because of that aftermarket loom for the headlights. Cool, okay. So when the alternator's charging, right, so there's your one that goes inside the cabin. There's your heater supply, that's heater, okay? That's the one that does the loop. And this one here is the full charging, the 120, no, 100 amps. Yeah, it's 100 amp, that's one 110.
110?
It's 110. I sold you 110 amp. There's 110 amps of charge through that wire, when your battery goes completely flat, up to that terminal, through that 80 amp fuse, out through that wire to the alternator, to the battery.
To battery.
And of course it has to go through that fuse, that's your supply to your fuses for your headlight relay and your start relay. Is this a start relay or a headlight? That's a headlight. You've only got a headlight relay. But then you've got an aftermarket relay kit. Is this only then triggering that kit there? So is that actually totally defunct?
Or discontinued? That's definitely not a start relay, is it?
No, there's a headlight relay. There's your headlights here. There's your power supplies. There's your trigger. That's one trigger.
That's trigger, yeah.
And then your output is this one.
Oh, going through the fuse.
Which is...
Going through the fuse.
Yep. Then it does that wire. And it would normally go out to that wire as well.
It goes out to that one there. Doesn't it? White.
But you're only running...
One fuse. So that goes back into this. Where does that go back? It goes back inside.
You've definitely got one headlight fuse. The other one's been totally taken out. That one there. Which is that one. It's your headlight wire there.
Yep, because that goes to the headlight. Well, must go down.
Does it go to that one there?
Well, it gets plugged in. See, it gets plugged in.
And it's got that aftermarket kit that gets plugged in anyway.
Yes.
And so the other headlight side doesn't matter. Okay, let's trace that and see what happens, eh? So that's your headlight there. That's your headlight trigger there for the relay. And that's your, after your fuse, goes down to there. So there's a chance. But that's a positive and that's a negative. They're triggered with a positive, and that relay's triggered with a negative.
That's why they had to keep those. That's why they had to keep it.
That's why they keep that one to run those.
That was.
It's alternator, so that's your charge. That's why it's a wrong colour. So that should be a charge fuse, which is that fuse there.
Yep.
Charge.
Because I remember you saying to me, it's the yellow with the blue trace, and it's like there is no yellow with a blue trace, but there is. It was just.
Yeah, it's been changed to blue.
Yeah.
And then you've got
this one.
Oh, so that's sense now.
Yep.
Which it probably isn't sensing very well because it's coming from there. And then you've got ignition.
That was.
It's that black one.
Which is that one there? Which is coming from the loom.
Which again is going to have a joint in it somewhere. Because it's not normally a black one.
So how's it? That goes into the loom. And it goes that way.
Yeah, so that one goes there's the loom that runs right around the side of here and along here with ignition in it. Okay. So in here we've got like 4 fuses and an AM5 fuses, a headlight relay that's not really properly used anymore, and a couple of wires that just pass through, and a big mess. This one's got an AM1, a headlight. Oh, it's got 2 fuses in there. It plugs in. But it's got a lot more coming out of it. But it may not when we've actually finished.
Wonder what those 2 are. Because they go inside.
They do. They pass through the loom that comes right around the cabin, around the engine bay, and then head back into the cabin, or vice versa.
That goes that way.
So going into this loom, into here, we've got washers. That could be washers. There's horns that were once in here. Where does your horn work?
Huh?
Horn. Beep, beep. Beep, beep. Like Roadrunner. Beep, beep, beep.
That's when you get to 7 and... What did I red line at?
That's 6.5.
6.5, and you go da 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 da.
Okay, that's your horn. You don't actually have a horn. No. Wait, here's a... I bet you this is a horn wire. What colour is it?
That's a horn wire. That's in that loom there. Well, there's the horn.
Blue, white.
Goes into that one.
Now that's it going inside.
That's going inside.
Unless this horn, this is a permanent, that's the power feed for the horn, and then the button is the earth for this one, which it is.
Yeah.
That's okay. Now I've got a plan. Just I think I'll write it up.
I will put a horn on it one day.
If that's going to work. I reckon we put a little fuse box, like a 6-way fuse box. Because this isn't very waterproof anyway. It's been fucking full of mud. It's been absolutely full of mud and dirt and crap, isn't it? Yeah, there's been no water in there at all, has there?
No, because it's been draining.
Yeah.
Out that drain there.
So how about we put a 6-way fuse box in it. This AM2 is a slow burn, which is a little bit of a problem, but we might end up with a bloody MIDI fuse in it. So a MIDI fuse for... We don't need that one anymore. That one gets a MIDI. And let's put... That one's on a MIDI. And that one. That's the one that goes right round. The heater or something like that. Okay. This was pretty ugly, this one too. So it's already been ugly. There's the alternator wiring in this one.
Here it is. Here it is.
Yep.
That's...
Goes right around the front.
Oh, it doesn't. Oh, no, that's it was going... That's going to... No, hang on, where's it going?
Glow plugs?
Glow plug's relay. No, glow plug relay's on the passenger side. Isn't it?
No, that's too close anyway.
Yeah. Here it is. That's glow plugs.
So that may not actually affect anything in this vehicle.
See? This is your passenger side. There's your headlight.
Yep.
There's your glow plug and your start relay.
And there's your one that goes inside the cabin. There it is.
There it's the bugger.
There it is.
That's
There's the
passenger
bugger.
side.
That's inside.
Yep.
So there's that white wire going inside the cabin.
Yes. Over by your
Permanent battery power.
Yep.
So if we MIDI fuse that one,
Yes.
which it isn't even fused at the moment.
No, because it's in the loom.
It's in the loom. So that's straight from the battery. So that isn't actually fused. And this one here, Which I reckon we could get away with. It's a 30 ampere. We'll get away with a normal fuse. It's going, like, it starts in a big terminal, right? But it drops down to a small 6.3 there. So let's put that one on a fuse. Fused. We've got to do a changeover relay for a swap relay for that one. And we put in, we could almost fuse those ones as well at the same time and put a relay box in there. It'd be neater and tidier.
How many fuses do we need? Cassettes.
And we'll end up with one external relay.
So are we still going to have just one fuse for the lights? Yeah, you will.
Well, it's only a trigger. It's not actually fusing the lights. It's got a relay in here. Are each of those relays fused? Or is it one fuse for both relays?
I think it's... No, it was one fuse for one... I'm pretty sure it's one fuse for one...
For both relays.
Yeah.
So if you blow a fuse, you lose both headlights.
Which...
But you've got light bars.
Yes.
Shit happens.
Shit happens.
Paper, I'll write some numbers, or we'll write some notes.
So the fan relay has got a fuse inside by the Davies Craig, which is...
Oh, has it? Hence no fuse. No, because it's fused. Here's your power supply there.
That's it there. That's it there. And the reason there's a cable tie on is because it melted, but it didn't blow.
Can you just pop out on a Saturday and just spend a couple of minutes and we fix your fuse box?
Actually, that one's melted too.
Oh, there's nothing wrong with that.
No, it doesn't blow.
Nah, man. Just, and how many amps is that one?
30.
Yeah, that's a 30 amp fuse that's melted. Cool. That's for your Davies Craig pump and water pump?
No, it's for a light bar. That one's for a light bar, that one there.
30 amps for a LED light bar?
Nah. Oh, this is Davies Craig. That one there's that one there's a light bar. It's got a 10 amp in it.
Okay.
So
that's more like it.
But it's got a small 10 amp.
Yep.
You know, micro fuse. But where's the fuse for the second light bar?
Fuses are for pussies.
Where's this? There is no fuse for the second light bar. It's stuck together. Oh yeah.
Oh look. That's your alternator wiring. How many alternators have you been through?
In 7 years?
Yeah.
Technically one. Because the
You had one failure. One was faulty.
First three were bearings.
Oh right, first three had bearing failure.
Yeah.
And then one bearing, one alternator actually...
Yeah, I've only had one fail in 7 years.
Actually, 3 lots of bearings and one failure.
Yeah.
It actually charged and worked and kind of went and... That's actually got some heat proof on it.
No, I did that.
Oh, you did that?
Yeah.
So that was your bit?
Yes. Yeah, I renewed from there to there. Looks alright, eh?
That looks good. The rest doesn't.
Hey, Kelvin.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I'm thinking. Yeah.
What's that look like? That's retrievable from now on, isn't it?
I don't like the fact that it's had joins right here though. Or are they shrink wrapped in there?
They're shrink wrapped.
Because they're different colours. I think we just pop those pins out, we run some new wires. We'll reuse the plug and run some nice new wires. Simple.
Oh, we can still go on there. Oh.
Yep. Oh, we know, run a bit of heat proof all the way because it'll be tiny. It's going to be...
It's only 3 wires.
It's only 3 wires. We're only going to run those 3 wires, and then you're going to run a big wire, go in the back room, and you're going to get a big wire from the alternator and up onto here.
Yep.
25mm squared. There's actually a piece that's already in there, good to go. I'm going to cut here, snip, and I'm going to put a 6-pin plug there.
Do I get to keep that though?
Yeah, you can keep that, absolutely. And then I'm going to cut here. I was going to put back on a 6-pin and a 2-pin, but I think I'm just going to put an 8-pin in there. So there'll be an 8-pin factory 8-pin plug style. So this one will have an 8-pin. We've got a 6-pin here from this front loom. And then we'll do a bit of a revamp in there and we're good to go. It'll be lovely. What's all this shit?
It's wiring. It's switches. That'd be switches for. That's light bar.
So we might put a plug on that as well.
There is a plug down. There is a plug down here for that.
Oh, is there?
There is a plug here.
Oh, look at that. So that can be wrapped nicely in.
That one.
Yeah, we can work with that. What's that one? That one's the same. That one goes inside on the same sort of line.
Yeah.
So we'll put a plug on that. We'll put a plug all that on up and behind there for that.
Oh, what's that?
Oh, was it right here? Was it tapped into that one?
Yeah.
That's where it was. It was tapped in there because it did a big loop. So I cut it, right? So that bit fell out. So that was okay. That bit fell out, and then this little loop fell out. So that there must be.
That was going back into the main loom. Oh.
That's the middle at the bottom, which is right here. That's that one. That's ignition, eh?
Yeah.
Which is I've got blue to front. So I put this. That's ignition. See, I got on the internet and I found wiring diagrams. Actually, I picked up a pen and wrote my own.
I'm glad you can read it.
It's in my own hieroglyphics. I was Egyptian once. So that came out of that one. So that was, not only did it have all this on it, it also had ignition trigger for alternator, the ignition source for alternator.
That poor bit of wire. Does it look any better?
No, not yet, but it will.
I don't know where to start. So we have fixed, we had a broken wire on the TPS, so we have fixed that, so it's running nice. It was running
He's talking
nice.
to Bronwyn.
But now we've got a massive bird's nest in regards of the fuse box / we're going to fix the alternator wiring. Yeah. So I'm going to need a ride because it's not going to get done today. Nah, I was just warning you.
Oh, no, probably, she heads out now, so I can spend some time with my daughter.
Yeah. No, head out now. Calvin's
So-
heading out now because he wants to actually spend some time with his daughter. Rather than, yeah. And we'll just yeah, it's not that far away, but it just needs a bit of time. Just don't judge.
Several hours.
Just don't judge when you get there. Oh, yeah. There.
That should be just about perfect. That's possibly, that'll be like 25. Oh, it might actually be 35, but who cares?
Oh, there is. I think there's another bit on the ground that I didn't grab.
Yeah, there might be another length. I wouldn't be worried if it was too big. Too small's a problem, but if there's another length.
You're future-proofing yourself.
Yep.
I actually envisioned with the new motor.
What, new motor?
So what I envisioned with the new motor is if I added horsepower, if I added more horsepower, that would give me more power to run through all that shitty cable.
Oh, right. So you could turn the alternator faster?
Yes.
Right. But that'd have to require you doing more revs.
Yes. But the motor will be producing more power, so I'd have more power.
To run your shitty wiring.
Yeah.
Yeah, what?
That's a theory, isn't it?
Yeah. Doesn't help that, you know, when it was originally done, the wiring was shitty, which you've known about, and then you've added
To the shitty wiring.
light bars and Davies Craig fans, and that really isn't
And big fans on the back.
big fans on the back. So that's, where are the fan relays? What are they powered off? What are those big fans on the back powered from? How are they getting voltage? What are you talking about? That one little relay.
Look, it even says fan relay.
You're talking that little brown wire there
Yep.
runs those fans.
Yep.
Oh, what's the white wire that's in there?
Oh, that's just optional extra.
So that is all your fan wiring.
Yeah.
Oh my. Okay, wicked. That's good. That's 25. So that would be fine.
Where's that bit with the tuning line?
Now this one, I think we will go big size, eh?
What's really got tuning line?
You're going to go up like that, and then because there's that earth stuff up there, so tucking well close to the power steer pump.
Yep.
And you can table tie around there and then come up with those and give yourself a little bit of room into there.
This is my boss, and this is my husband, working on this shit. Hi, darlings.
Someone wasn't very happy, eh? No. She gave you a telling off.
Well, if we had
It was you for a change, not
well,
me.
if we had a filmed it, it would have been beep, beep, beep,
That
beep,
felt like the first night I met her.
beep,
I wasn't able to use that footage.
beep,
Yeah, none of that footage was used.
beep.
The burnout, the day you did the night your party,
Ooh.
there was none of that. I've probably still got that footage. Should I see if I can find it?
Put on YouTube.
I could probably find it. Okay, I'm thinking.
This is really interesting.
Yep.
Should we put the office lady behind the camera? Oh look, Kelvin's ladder.
Have to use a ladder on most things. So, oh, there's actually fuse links. They're actually fuse links, those ones.
How many wires have we got into the same terminal on that?
And this one isn't so bad because they are fuses, and then you've got those two fuses there. And then that's cut off because that's got ignition. That's the fan wiring, which has broken in the time we've been working on it. It's actually just from it wiggling. Your fan wiring's broken. It just broke off.
And he wonders why we can't go away at Easter.
You'll be going away at Easter.
We can't do anything.
Oh, those big clippers. Use those big blue-handed ones. That's fan. That's light bar. That's headlights. Oh no, what's this one? Brendan, what's this one? What's this relay?
Light bar.
That's light bar? What's that one? Oh, that's your LEDs.
Yeah.
Where did the red wire that I cut off here go?
No, hang on. Where's that?
That was just ignition, wasn't it? That was just an ignition.
Where's that plug?
You know, that's just ignition. That was just clipped into that ignition.
Yeah.
So that's ignition.
Mummy, aren't these the
We're
stuff
good.
that- Yes.
One fuse, two fuses. So the fans, the headlights have actually got separate fuses. They are fuses.
Yeah.
Okay?
Hi.
That's like fuse wire.
Wait up, let's see his face.
You're learning something.
Do you want to drop that bottom lip again?
See, they're separate in here.
Mummy, hello.
So you didn't
How do I
have.
fix that in the bush?
You can't. You can't. You bug it in the bush. You can't use unless you carry fuse wire with you.
Not
That's
actually
like
sure
really
how
old
this go-
school.
Not
Yeah,
actually
they
sure
have
how this
fuse
was
wire.
That's
going.
1990. Oh, hang on.
No.
It is 1990.
That was pre-1990.
That was actually 70 something.
So we've got that. It's done the big. Did you manage to like? Were you into knitting or something? Because everything's knitted around each other.
He loves knitting.
It was just added and added and added.
He loves knitting.
It's like all knitted.
It's beautiful, eh?
And there's.
Actually, when I was in Form 2,
Here we go.
quite a number of years ago, I was quite good at my knitting.
I've just got another question, Brendan. There's another red wire coming into the headlight wiring. Do we know what that is for? Oh,
Probably for more light bar.
Wow.
So then you'll never get stuck. Oh yeah, look at this.
That's a... Where's that coming from? Oh, no, hang on.
so that one goes inside.
That's light bar. So that'd be light
So
bar
you can only
and a high
turn-
beam.
So that goes off to the light bar control.
No, that'd be yeah, for the high beam. So when it goes on the high beam, that livens up.
Okay. Awesome.
Awesome.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So these are just normal relays. Oh, these oddball again. They're normal. So those are normal relays. So I could actually get away with just powering that up and it would do its own thing and I won't have to touch it. I just have to undo the knitting or weaving. Except now I've weaved that one in. It's cool. We just thought we'd take a couple of wires, just pull a couple of wires apart. It just quick tidy up, just a quick tidy. What is your house not working? What's this house wiring? You can't say that's someone else, so you have to take blame for that one.
Did you
That's
put
your
house
house
wiring on
wiring.
Did you? Was it you? Was it you?
That's house wiring.
Did you put house wire on there?
Does that look like house wiring to you?
Yeah, but
That's because I'm helping you.
but that does, and I married you.
This one, Brendan. So what's this one?
Light bar.
What's this one?
Light bar.
How many light bars do you have?
Which-
I got 2 light bars.
Oh yeah, there's one up there.
So is that so? One's on the roof, one on the back somewhere. That's not there at the moment. It's not fitted.
Yes.
Did you take it off?
No, that's it.
It's there.
Oh, it's just on the back.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I can't see it because I'm too small.
no, it's laying down.
Oh, it's folding down. So that's why I can't see it.
Should we get you another ladder?
Yeah.
Because they said if you add more light bars, you don't get stuck.
So, yeah,
And so I haven't
would you like a heat gun?
No, this is fine.
And are these light bars? Are they both on separate triggers?
What was that?
It's a brown wire.
Poppy.
It's a brown wire. And that one
Now Poppy's acting
is
all
just
baby in
ignition.
front of
Is
me.
one just on ignition?
Workshop dogs.
Poppy's acting all baby now because
2 workshop
So one is
dogs.
on ignition.
I have a 3-way switch, so I can switch it off, onto high beam, or on all the time.
What about the other one?
That's just on high beam.
But it's on it. It's got an ignition switch. That was on that green wire coming from this ugliness here. Remember we had
It's beautiful.
wherever I cut it out. I cut it out.
You just look.
Oh,
Look,
throwing it everywhere.
It's
Wherever that green wire, that was ignition.
it's in here now.
hello.
Okay.
That green wire and that yellow wire.
Yeah, and I think that's why I've wired it up, because I wanted to be able to run my light bars without the headlights on.
That's a switch there. It's got a brown wire.
Anyway, this looks like it's going to take some time.
Absolutely, it's going to take some time. So that one's on.
This is the rest of the truck. I think we've seen it before. Attempt to do a burnout and blow a clutch, but
So that's not light bar at all.
No.
That's your bypass for your Davies Craig when you want to run all the time.
Yes.
So that's on ignition.
Which it should be.
Yep.
That's how you want it.
And then you've got that one, which is here for your light bar, onto this big one. This appears here, but how does it get to the back light bar? Have you put another, is the light bar inside? Are you running your light bar through that little wire?
That's probably why it's not so bright. That's it. Yep.
So you really, you're putting a light wire inside on that one. Right, okay.
They don't draw much, do they?
Probably enough for that wire. Right, I got it. And then you've got this wire, which turns the light bar on.
Yep.
That's light bar on. And that's the light bar for the back.
Yeah, and it's...
That makes more sense.
Yep.
Right. So if that's for that, if I just cut that permanent power to the pump out, and then I put a relay blocks on for that one, those two. So I put a joint block, relay block, okay, and then I put in another relay for, because I've got these are switched positive. And I make them switch. So the negative, the factory, it's negative. So I put the negative switch just to turn it into a positive switch for those. So I add a relay for that. That relay is defunct because it does the Davies Craig permanent power. And that's your light bar. That becomes your next relay on the block. So I have 4 relays and a relay block over here and a fuse box. And it gets rid of a whole lot of crap.
Does that second light bar need a relay?
Realistically, it does.
So why can't we use...
Well, but the problem with the second light bar is trying to feed it through that piece of wire. It's probably not. I'll put a bigger relay in.
And upgrade the wiring.
But if I fuse that through its own fuse, is there any fuses inside on this? Probably not. No. So if I put that on its fuse going inside, we're good. It'll run off one relay. And we can check the amperage draw anyway. If we need to, we put another one in. I don't know if I've made any progress, eh? Oh well.